For a bit more then on the life and legacy of Aznavour, France 24's music critic Russell Harrison-Press joins me here in the studio. Hello.
Hi, Nadia.
We've been hearing then in that report he was dubbed France's Frank Sinatra.
That's right, a true music legend, not just here in France, but also abroad. He really was the ambassador of la chanson française. He was popular around the globe, and even today, for example, he was still massive in Japan, where he was on tour as recently as last month. But back in the day, it was stars such as Ray Charles and Fred Astaire who covered his songs. So he was a real icon, on a similar level to that of Edith Piaf, for example. And he was even named Entertainer of the Year, of the Century, sorry, not of the year, Entertainer of the Century by CNN back in 1998. But to break it down for you, Nadia, his career spanned more than 7 decades, okay? 7 decades. During that time, he composed 1,400 songs, sang in 8 different languages, okay? He sold 180 million records. He was also an actor. He appeared in some 60 films. So it just gives you an idea of how massive he was, of how big his career was. Now, for English-speaking audiences, he was probably best known for the song She. I don't know if you know it. She may be the face I can't forget, a trace of pleasure or regret.
Notting Hill? Am I right?
Yes, it was in Notting Hill, do you remember? And it was Elvis Costello who did that, who covered the song. But that was actually a Charles Aznavour song. So a beautiful song, very well known to English-speaking audiences, but in French, his most famous song was the 1965 track La Bohème. We're going to take a listen now.
La bohème, ça voulait dire on est heureux. La bohème, nous ne mangions qu'un jour sur 2.
So La Bohème, one of Charles Aznavour's biggest hits. There were so many, obviously. As I was saying earlier, he was active until quite recently. I mean, like I said, he was on tour in Japan last month. He was still performing. That said, he had to cancel several concerts last year due to breaking his arm in a fall. But also, speaking of last year, he was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame back in 2017. So, you know, the crooner, much loved here in France and around the globe. He will be missed.